This is the Tactical Muffin Top Sunday live stream, and I'm joined by Lawfully Arm.
Be
Currently,
my new stepfather.
no, but what I will do is this.
Faith in the sunrise and sunset skies, family ties that never compromise. With tools in hand and steel that shines, we'll hold the fort through troubled times. Build your tribe and survive the night, with hearts of gold and spirits bright. And every time we'll plant the seed to grow alive with all we need. With trust and open hearts, and these strongholds we play our parts. Firearms for the peace we keep, while standing guard and feeling deep. Build your tribe and survive the night, with hearts of gold and spirits bright. And every time we'll plant the seed to grow alive with all we need. All trust and open hearts, in these strongholds we play our parts. Firearms for the peace we keep, while standing guard and feeling deep. Build your tribe and survive the night, with hearts of gold and spirits bright. And every time we'll plant the seed to grow alive with all we need.
Good evening, everybody.
Whoops, I was muted for that. Demo man, start over. Old man
Old
butt
man butt
wrinkles.
wrinkles.
First in with the meat spin. Demo man Don giving us the side eye. Pat Wright with the hey yo. Demo man Don dropping a flag. A gay flag. How's everybody doing this Mother's Day? Hopefully you treated all that are current and former and soon to be and possibly, whatever, currently in birth of, if you know those people. Mother's
Isn't,
Mother's Day.
isn't being a mother kind of like being a Marine? Like once, always.
Yeah, I think so. That's why we
You
always
may not be a mom, but you'll always be a mother.
right.
Even if your offspring decide to.
Go other ways and whatnot. Yeah. That's why we always take cards to the grandparents as well.
Same.
Yeah.
Well, at least the ones we're in communication with.
Right. I feel you.
We'll broach that subject another time.
Yep. All right, everybody. Well, there's a lot of stuff going on in the news today. And I was kind of hoping more people would trickle on in here before we took off on that.
I'm gonna rejoin on the computer.
Yeah, okay.
So don't like kick me or whatever.
AK Lover, how you doing? Demo Man Don with the wave. Demo Man Don is very aggressively helpful in the chat this evening. Thank you, Demo Man.
I rejoined the wrong thing. I rejoined last time's Rumble. Not Rumble, but
StreamYard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I understand that. Well, we Lawfully Arms back in. There we go. Patriot from Warsaw, what's up, my dude? We are talking all things current events worldly. Today seemed to be quite the interesting day. Apparently, India, Pakistan popping off. India hit a nuclear site in Pakistan. I don't know if it was a storage site or a manufacturing facility. I haven't heard the full details on it yet, but probably not good. Ceasefire was called, as I understand, after that. Are they in ceasefire currently? I don't know if it's been broken since then. The most current piece of intellectual news that I have is about 5 hours old. Is the closest thing I could find to current. I think this is 4 hours old. So a lot can happen in 4 hours, especially when targets like that are being hit, right? So that is what it is. China is at a Downs bottom now. What does that mean? I know they're coming over. We're having tariff talks with China. I know their economy and their public and everything is absolutely crushed. So they have come to the table. It took them what 2.5 3 weeks. I'm popping the iMuffins game right now. Yeah. So a lot of big pieces on the chessboard moving around. Hello, Lawfully.
No.
There he is.
Too slow, motherfucker.
You fast, boy. They are starving and can't even work. Yeah, Patriot from Warsaw. They're having problems. They're having problems. They literally need us, or their entire country doesn't function because they have no income. That's really sad. But think of that if that were on the other foot. If we absolutely had to rely on, like, I'm sure, if we just decided to take off and whatever, it would suck, but we could probably survive since we have purchased resources from everyone else and not used a lot of ours. We would make it for a while. But that's crazy, man. That China's that dependent on the U.S. purchaser that basically they fall apart without us buying anything. So that'll be interesting to see. I have seen China already trying to put a spin on it, saying that China's getting the favorable end of the deal and whatever. Of course, that's what they're going to say. To nobody wants to come to the table and look like they're conceding.
Who are you making concessions for?
China and Trump. Xi Jinping, Winnie the Pooh, and the Trump daddy. Nobody.
You think you get in
those
trouble
two-
if you flash super soakers?
Yes, those two. Those two battle of egos are not going to act like anything's being yielded for, opposing party. Bobby Bama, how you doing? Old man butt wrinkles. So yeah, that's interesting. The India-Pakistan thing is going. Zelensky and Putin are meeting in Turkey. I believe that is this week. Where's that? Let me see the article. Is that Tuesday? I think. Get out of here, pop up. Dumb thing. God, I hate ads. Zelensky challenge, whatever that may be, Putin to meet him personally in Turkey on Tuesday. I guess both sides have had proposals going on. U.S. is still moderating at this time, from what I understand. So we'll see how that goes. I mean,
What up, Calhoun?
how you doing, buddy? Bobby Bama is doing
Gotta
good.
get out of top chat and get into all chat.
Yeah, what the heck? So yeah, that's interesting. We'll see how that goes. It's a nice juicy target on the world stage. I hadn't heard anything. Of course, I kind of media blackout because I'm busy on the weekends, especially this weekend, traveling around and whatnot for the mothers. And hadn't seen anything with the Israel situation and or us bombing the crap out of the Houthis. So we'll see how that goes this week. So yeah.
Hey.
What's up?
I can show you something, and you don't have to put it on screen.
Ooh. Oh, I bet the chat wishes they could see that. Ooh, very interesting thing that you can't see, guys, because YouTube policy is horrendous.
My new airsoft Springer.
Nice. I can't even hear it. Ooh, deadly accurate airsoft slinger.
One of those large BBs.
Yep. Is that 380 diameter BB or is that a 9 millimeter diameter BB for airsoft?
Same diameter. But
Okay, whatever.
Cool piece of
yeah,
work.
Case.
it's the ACP of the two.
Yeah, there you go. The muffin splatter batter.
They can see it on Instagram.
You
Pat
guys can
Lovely.
see it on Instagram where, freedom still rings free. At
Don't let
Lawfully
you
Owned.
touch it.
You can drop your link there lawfully.
I don't know how.
No, I don't know
But
how either.
if they've got Instagram, they know how to look up at Lawfully Armed.
Yeah, Muffin
Lawfully
Top.
_armed.
Yeah,
They can
also
find me.
has an Instagram.
I think it's linked on my channel. Sorry, I'm squirreling you. I've got X pulled up if we want to read
They are
headlines for
bad. I agree,
Putin and stuff.
Calhoun. YouTube is being freaking horrendous this year. You'd think they'd be a little bit nicer since we're making them free money, since we're not monetized here because they don't let gun channels get to 1,000 subs. And I don't even do any gun stuff. I just tell you to stack food because I'm the fat guy telling you need food to live. What's up with that?
They don't want us to have food either.
That's true. What up, Justin B?
How you guys doing?
Doing well, man. How you doing? Still on the vacay mode?
Yeah. One more
Nice.
week.
One
Got any
more
fresh
week.
pineapple?
Unfortunately, I do.
Unfortunately, why you eating the whole thing?
Well, yeah.
Not to be that guy, but to say it does something positive for your body.
Yeah, your old lady may appreciate this consumption.
Indeed.
We're bad people. Well, those were the big headlines I wanted to talk about, and then we were just going to chill and talk about Mother's Day unless the rest of y'all have any more breaking information other than what I have just relayed.
What was the big just relayed? Quick one.
We got ceasefire after the Iranian bombing of a nuclear facility. We don't know what it was, storage, production facility, military facility, standby, whatever, of nuclear stuff in Iran. Zelensky and Putin are meeting up on Tuesday in Turkey. Supposedly, Zelensky and the U.S. have reached out to Putin to meet there.
Mm-hmm.
Turkey's also Russia friendly, so maybe. That's Tuesday. China is coming to the table for trade talks because their economy is absolutely hit rock bottom within these 2.5, 3 weeks ish of tariff implements, and they cannot make it without the U.S. buying their crap without the tariffs.
Oh, but in the mainstream media, they were saying that they're just supplementing by sending it to all of Europe instead.
Yeah, they're buying third-party freaking locations there and shipping it out to try and get around the tariffs.
Exactly what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. It's up there lawfully.
I made a comment, but don't read it. Just
Now I have to look at it.
you can look at it, just don't read it.
Well, nobody wants that
me.
crap anyway.
Don't attribute me.
You guys may look at Lawfully's comment. I shan't read it, for it is nothing that I care about.
All right, make it go away. Make it go away.
I can't. I didn't see. I don't know how to do unpinned comments. Oh,
Click on another one.
Oh, there we go.
Wait, bring that one back. I can't. Wait, bring it back. I didn't see it.
Oh, okay. Just something to do about CZ and HK talking about 20% increase because the tariffs. Like that right there.
I don't care about it.
That's what I said. Pat Riot.
Anyway.
Hey yo.
If you guys have not seen the 3 videos I dropped today, Pat Riot dropped a badass PO box, and my son and I are currently in battles for the Lego Batman that he has 3D printed. I am currently winning. It's on top of my PC tower as we speak.
Was Lego Batman in the part 1 that you snipped short?
No, I had to snip all those short because my kid was running around saying mine and ours name in the background. So it was not the best video, but we did what we had to do to get it out because we appreciate Pat's PO box drop. This coin, man, is badass as hell. I love the big chunk. It says "Protect your nuts." That's badass as hell. And I really like this little tactical muffin top logo. Like, this would be a perfect sticker. This is all about. This has muffin top. It's got freaking cans of freaking fish with hashtag Kipper Gang. It's got a little garden over there, bug out bag, and it's got a freaking little AR, dude. It's adorable. You're gonna have to get that picked up. Rip Curl wants to buy or test your gear. He wants one of those sub 2K style. He says he's got a Gen 1. He loves it. He wants to carry more mags. So
I'll have to look into it and see if it works on Gen 1.
yeah. So yeah, there you go. Hashtag side business engaged. Now you need to make those little things that help keep your buttons from hitting on your bow fang. Those little guards, and then so that way you don't change.
Yeah.
Seen them?
Yeah, I found those online. You can I can just download the files and print those out pretty easy. I was gonna do that for your PO box drop, but I just I just kept putting it off and putting it off. And like, ooh, I just want to put one more little thing in there. Ooh, I just want to put one more little thing in there, and then it never would have got sent.
That's cool. I appreciate it, man. That's awesome. This coin is badass. It's chilling right here. It's gonna chill on my keyboard somewhere so that way people can see it in videos. Or I might have to find a different place for it. I don't know. It's badass though. I love it. I got it right here. R and I decided that the that leather key ring, that's going to go on the PO box key. So every time we do a PO box drop, your spirit will be involved.
Nice.
So that's cool.
Yeah, the coin that I made for Twin Arrows, put a little bit more into it. I found you can do the 3D stuff, but it was only a trial, and I ended up running out of the trial, so I couldn't make the super cool.
Try it. Now I'm even more offended. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I watched Twin's video. He was super excited about it.
Yeah, if I start getting into it, I'll actually pay for the service, and I'll start making some cool coins.
Damn.
I don't know how some of those guys do it though. Like, I'm looking at pricing on stuff like that, and some of the coins that you try and do, they take hours of the laser running. So I can't just sell it for $20 like some people are doing. I don't know how they do it. Like, they somehow mass produce it, and I can't.
They're running them in the lunch break room at work, and
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't compete. I can't compete with that.
Same. I'm too ugly.
Oh, sub 2000 mag carriers, Pat.
Yeah, those are sick. I can't wait to do a video on those. Is there a spring kit that I need to get for those deals, or send me a link?
They're Glock 17. They're Glock 17 mag release springs.
Gotcha.
Or if you want to get crafty, you can use a really small Allen wrench. Just cut it to the right length.
I feel like this mag release springs are probably cheap.
yeah, they're all over the place.
I was looking into them, and they're not bad, like $4.99, $5.99. But then the places I was finding them, the shipping was like $14.
No, I'll just
like,
buy some more shit while I'm here.
no. I'll let him figure that out when it gets there.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Anybody have any
But
idea what the scaling ratio has to be for Instagram?
Nope. The only issue I've had with the Instagram posts is I can't post anything too terribly long.
I meant for
Otherwise, I think it's
pictures.
3 minutes. No, I have no idea.
Sometimes it messes up some of my pictures.
We'll just put it on there, and if they don't like it, oh well.
It's for me. Sometimes you do it for the love of the art.
Hey, boo, you do you.
Not air
Right, Rip
conditioners
Curl,
for.
yay, a Mother's Day Doom live. That's what's up, Rip. But yeah, those stocks for the sub 2K for R and my Gen 2 sub 2Ks, they hold two mags. Well, it's folded or otherwise. That's pretty sweet. Pretty excited to mess around with that. Justin B's eating all the pineapples, having all kinds of fun on vacation, X-rated and otherwise.
I'm jealous.
Back to the grind in a week.
Yeah.
I actually got some bitter melon and stuff from my grandma's garden, so I made soup out of that.
Soup? Oh, interesting.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Calhoun said knobs, not buttons. Oh, I'm pretty. They're buttons.
Hang on,
My radios don't get turned on by themselves in a backpack anymore. Well, I think if you hit like your push to talk or whatever, and you have it like on a chest rig or something, is the idea behind it.
Yeah, the Baofangs will fire off pretty easy if they get like turned sideways or whatever. So
yeah, and I figure something out. I'll send a bunch of those out. They're gonna take almost nothing to print.
Dang, Pat's loaded.
I'm not loaded. It's
got the 3D printer with the good stuff.
Yeah, it's just been a hobby of mine for a long, long time.
That's cool.
And my wife bought me a really nice one for Christmas this year because the technology improved drastically since I first got into it.
Yeah, technology's moving super fast, dude. It's insane how quick it's moving.
I had an idea. I was thinking of designing my own thing for the Baofeng. Make like something that fits right into a magazine pouch, like perfectly, like the shape of a magazine. And then it's probably gonna have to be a double mag pouch, and the Baofeng just like fits down inside of there pretty snug. And then make some sort of cap where it's relatively water resistant. Because I think that's one of the biggest problems with the Baofeng is it just has zero water resistance whatsoever. If it gets wet, it's just toast.
Well, I mean, I've gotten mine pretty wet, like, but I just pull the battery off and stuff like that, unscrew the antenna, and leave it out for a couple of days before I store it. And they've been all right.
Rice trick.
They've been all right. Well, I haven't had to like put them in bags of rice or anything like that. Okay. And I've gotten some pretty beat up ones wet.
And Pat, remember that wax I was showing you?
As far as putting them in a rig, they fit okay in just a regular AR mag slot. They fit all right in there. A double is a lot more comfortable.
If you're just throwing the radio in there, yeah. But what I'm thinking is like a case for it, like a completely encapsulated, because they're not exactly ruggedized.
No, not at all.
Pretty sweet.
And you guys had me thinking of something else. I'll remember it later. When we're offline and not talking, I'll remember.
Proud of you. Well,
Oh
what's
no,
anybody have any other information or whatever on the before spoken of topics?
No, we've since we got home, we haven't really been paying much attention. My wife gets on Facebook every once in a while and tells me little things, but nothing big that I've heard of.
oh, didn't Trump make another move with dropping the price of prescription drugs?
I don't know. I hadn't seen that.
That happened a couple hours ago. So
Okay.
more details are coming out about that and how they're actually going to do it.
Hmm.
It looks a lot more promising. They're lowering the cap on insulin and what is it? Does the shit you jab in your leg when you're allergic to something?
Benadryl.
No, the needle one.
Oh,
EpiPen.
yeah,
Yeah,
there's
EpiPens.
Epinephrine.
Yeah, epinephrine. That's the good stuff.
yeah. This works. Always. That's why I always tell people don't shut your registers and turn your fan on your furnace to on because that's the same blower that works on AC. If you open all those fans and get all the crap away from your returns, it'll pull that cool air up and it'll save you a cycle or two a day when it's really hot.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I run my fan on all the time. It's actually better for the motor.
Is
Run
it?
constantly than to stop it and then turn back on. Because that
And
very
it
first
uses
jump to
under.
the magnet, that pulls the most power that the motor takes the entire time.
Huh. Oh, so that's kind of the theory about like the stop and go in your vehicle then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I very much disagree with the shit that kills your engine when you're at a stoplight or whatever and then turns it back
Yeah.
on.
Start stop bullshit.
Yeah, that's fucking dumb.
I hit the override button on mine every time I get in a car because I feel like it uses more gas.
Yeah, it causes a lot of complaints too. People bring the car into the dealership. It's like my car's always shutting off.
You're like, really?
Yeah, I'm like I'll be damned. I can't reproduce it.
No, $1,000, sir.
Right. The first time I ever got in a hybrid, it was messed with me. I got in and I put the key in the slot and I pushed the button and nothing happened. I'm like, oh, come on. What's wrong with this brand spanking new freaking car? And I was like,
What's
oh, it's a hybrid.
WSJ?
It
Sorry. WSJ just came out with an article, Insurance Policies for Self-Defense, USCCA with gun ownership and stand your ground on the rise is booming. I don't know what WSJ is right offhand.
Wall Street
Well,
Journal.
Oh, okay. There you go.
you got to kind of take their writings with a grain of salt. In my opinion.
Rip said his son's work got him a Bamboo X1 carbon so he could use to make prototypes when working from home. Holy shit. That's awesome.
yeah, bamboo. That's the one I just got. It's it's pretty nice. It's probably the most beginner friendly thing out there. Because if you buy Bamboo's filament and you just uses their profile, like they've already done all the work on tuning it and getting it to print just right. So it's almost plug and play. Like you just download something off the internet and hit print, and it just goes.
I dig that.
I'm excited to see what things are going to be like in the next few years. You know, like metal 3D printing. That'll be sweet if you can get like a at home desktop.
Yeah, I bet you could make a lot of very interesting things with the metal one.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
That would be red. The Astatine said, speaking of overrides, how do we get them to stop logging our driving records? I've read the black boxes now, not sure how to disengage. I think roughly after 2016, you're pretty much fucked. And
No,
some of
you
the
are.
stuff, even like because they have the OnStar and whatever, like you can get some of that stuff on the older models, but I think after 2016, you're pretty well screwed with that as far as vehicles go.
Yeah, I know one of my last updates you can't opt out of it anymore.
Yeah, that's good.
One of and all the way down to full access to the cameras and everything like that, and there was no opt out. So, yeah.
3D print a sandwich? Ooh. Well, they're already 3D printing meat for us plebes to eat, so probably all good natural things in that. I don't know if you guys have seen that. It's kind of messed up. It's not kind of messed up. It's actually quite disgusting. But
Honda went early.
he did.
Evidently.
What the hell? Usually he don't do it till like 9:15.
Oh yeah, doesn't start till 9:05.
Okay,
Sorry.
calm down over there, Slick.
False alarm.
Who's drilling over there? What you got, Pat?
Um, did you see the picture I posted of that holster that I picked up?
No, I
Tyson
didn't.
holster. It's I put it in Tacticool, I think. It's
Oh, I love it.
outside the waistband holster for my 43X with the TLR7 sub,
Ooh.
and
Oh yeah. Okay, I see it.
I'm trying to make it work with my war belt, the
Uh,
Blade Tech thing. Like the holes don't line up, so
Pat, I'm really jealous of your gun right now.
don't be. I should have got the 19. Like hold out for the one you really really want. Don't get the one just because it's there.
Oh no, I think I'm just gonna give up on the Koa and just get something else enclosed and just get an MOS 19.
Yeah, I mean the Koa's cool and all, but the MOS is I don't want to say it, but you know, just as good.
Yeah. At least it gives me the option if I want to change dots later too.
Yeah, 100%. And Hollow Sun has a dot now that bolts right to the MOS, so there's no plates.
Nice. Pat, my
I,
God, are you gonna drop that 43X for your 19 MOS? What up, Rabbit?
I mean,
No.
this 43X is never leaving my side.
Good. It's a
This
good
is
gun.
one that I'll never sell. If anything, I'll just retire it to only be my concealed carry, and I'll get the 19 MOS for the air quotes battle belt.
For when SHTF. Blackbird, how you doing? Medley, my MOS was 19. Yeah. Yeah, that's the play, I think.
Yeah, the 19 Koa is like really hard to find right now. Anyways,
Oh
none of my
no.
local none of my local gun shops are getting it, and even the
Yeah, they're
Broken
not
Gun
shipping.
website. The Broken Gun website doesn't have them either.
Oh man, I hate broken guns and the website where to find them.
I kind of wonder if, not to use it as a crutch or an excuse, but I wonder if maybe the tariffs have something to do with it.
Yeah,
Are
Like
they?
if
maybe.
They're
that's
making them.
making,
They're made in Georgia, aren't they?
bro, the dots are made in Sweden.
Oh. Yeah.
Well, I think probably the big thing is I wonder if they're trying to scoop a bunch of LE contracts at once and just I think you said it lawfully. Civilian drop and then LE drop and then civilian drop. I think wonder if they're trying to get a full loadout for a couple big departments or something for a big sale, you know. And then if they're having the dot issue on top of it, uh, trying to get the quantity for like if it's like New York trying to flip, you know, up to dots or something like that, or like somebody in Texas or Florida, like a big precinct, you know, not like little dinky Nebraska, like oh fuck those guys, they can still run their 40s for another 10 years. Know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's check out the chat here. Evening, neighbor across the lake. There you go. 19.
I also
Oh, okay.
I also think Glock probably is about to like come out of nowhere and announce 5 or 6 new pistols. I don't have any way to confirm that other than intuition.
As in like the 47 MOS plus or some shit.
No, like they're discontinuing stuff that I know is not. They sell 5 to 1. They sell 5 G19s for every one of some of these models that they're discontinuing.
Oh,
Some
yeah.
of that is because they still were making them in Gen 4s. Like now that they've got a Gen 5 2021 frame, they can go ahead and do a Gen 5 41, the long slide 45. And then now they can come along with a 50 or a 51 or whatever they want to call it and do a long slide 10 mil.
19E military that. MOS armor. Ooh, that's cool. Let me look that up. I don't see anything about that. Get the top secret shit there, Medley.
And we've already seen the drawings for the Gen 6, so that may be what it is too. They may be trying to run route and get out ahead of the RXM and the.
Oh, you're kidding around. Don't do that, Medley. I was all excited. You monster. Yeah, I was saying the other day, I thought the Gen 6 was coming out, and y'all told me I was retarded. You guys are bastards, by the way.
I didn't tell you you're retarded. What's the Zev? Yeah. Is it Zev that's got the OZ9? Yeah, Zev OZ9 modular, kind of like those Gen 6 patent drawings were.
Is it awesome? I don't know, guys. I think that I might have blew my load a little bit too early on the things. Maybe I should have been like 10 minutes talked about this one, 10 minutes talked about this one, 10 minutes talked about this one. But for the article wise, that I think that most of the stuff sounds a little bit shaky, and the India-Pakistan thing probably won't hold, much like every other ceasefire. The Zelensky-Putin thing, I mean, quite frankly, we have to wait till Tuesday to see if Putin shows up. The Chinese talks, whatever they hash out this week. So, I mean, it's all hearsay at this point. We don't have anything solid. So, I really don't want to dive too much into it otherwise. You know what I mean? Slideshow Bob in the house. They are expensive. I don't know why they're going so high. That's just dumb. If you're in EA, there's a farm in IA about an hour northeast of Marketplace. Has 275 food grade water tanks previously used for honey for $40 a pop. Holy shit. I have some friends and family up closer to that. Interesting. I want one with honey in it. Are you kidding me? The guy with 275 freaking gallons of honey and SHTF, that would be busted, dude. Hmm. Got a coyote. My son is going back to active service. Wants to drive instead of fixing things. So he's changing what he's doing. Yeah, that's all right. Get you a good job on that when you're done too. I know someone who's doing
Now's
that.
the time to be going into the armed forces. It's just pretty scary right now.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it is what it is. Um, yeah, my going around for graduation, we have a family member who was 20 years in the Air Force, and he has a very nice acreage with farm and goats and whatnot. And his wife has never had to work a day in her life. He got paid very well, so he got his 20 in and is living the prepping dream. So it's a pretty nice little spread. Rabbit will tell him to be careful and use his head.
I hope so, Don.
Cool. I8. Lawfully, you should change your wife's name to the like button so you can smash the like button.
Because it reads any different every time you read it.
What do you mean? I like to read them. They're fun. Sometimes I forget.
Sometimes it comes true.
Well, there you go. Did you show your wife it? Because if you do, I bet you're not getting any.
Yeah, I told her about it the first time and she laughed.
Nice. Feel like I'm getting ripped off buying 55-gallon food grain totes for 15 muffins. No, that's still a good deal. Slideshow Bob. The 55 gallons sell a lot quicker than the big ICB totes. Actually, there's somebody else who's he's only getting the cage that go around the 275 or 375, whatever size he's getting. He's only getting the little metal cage around him. I mean, he's just filling them up with firewood to sell, but that kind of sucks. I would rather have the tote. I'd rather have the whole shebang myself. But
Yeah, I'm seeing just the totes for sale without the cage in my area.
yeah, weird. We're getting
I
the
just
opposite
don't.
over here.
I feel like you would have to like build a frame around it if you were going to fill it up and like leave it outside in all the heat and the weather.
Right. Well, I've seen people, of course, with the cage on. I've seen them just do like the black tarp around it, so you get some sort of like insulation barrier with the air. But obviously, they can still move the tote around and stuff easier with like a forklift or a boom on a tractor. But I don't
I
know
mean,
if that'd
you
be
could accomplish the same thing with just a pallet, I
yeah. I
guess.
mean, yeah, set it on a pallet. Yeah.
Yeah, I had my eyeball on a 250-gallon round tank. I guess it
Mhm.
was meant for the back of a trailer or something like that.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be kind of cool to hook that up to one of my downspouts and like build a little mini tower.
Yeah, dude. There's people that bring water to cows and stuff like that here in the wintertime. Like they have this one guy, not shitting you, dude. He has this old ass military 1 ton, and he puts two of those on there, and he puts tractor tires on it. Like they're like 8 fucking foot tall, and that's how he gets water out to his cows. It's badass as fuck. Like that's the zombie apocalypse rig. Because like all their water sources where his stuff's at freeze, so he has to bring water to him every other day or every day, depending on how cold it is. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that is by far the worst thing about keeping animals. My dog and my chickens, making sure their water's not froze.
Hmm.
Because I don't have electric out there to run the electric heaters, so I got to run a freaking extension cord across the yard all winter long.
Yeah. So well, I mean, maybe a solar might not be too bad for that, like a little generator if you had like a shed or something out that way. But the problem still would be is um, you know, those don't pull a lot of amps and stuff, but like trying to keep the battery and stuff at a healthy temperature could be an issue. Kind of like when you leave your car out and then it dies and you have to jump it, I don't know how
Yeah.
well that works for those.
Man,
Yeah.
my car's got some sort of like um, corrosion or something on one of the brain box terminals.
Yeah.
And if it's like raining really good or it's super humid, and like today it was really humid, it was only mid 70s, but it was really humid. It doesn't like to fire up the first time. It's like you can hear the starter kicking. It's tick 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 tick, but it's like it won't show. Like cut over. It's funny. I can get out and like rock the car a little bit, and then jump back in and turn the ignition, and it'll fire up.
Good call, old man butt wrinkles.
But Chrysler decided to stick it in the damn wheel well. Inside the wheel well, so anytime you drive through any water or anything, it'll do that to you too.
They love you.
And evidently your options are to either get in there and cut all the wires and bypass it, or buying a whole new box. It's like several $100s.
I would get some dielectric grease that's meant for like light bulbs and stuff. It doesn't hurt electrical connections if it's getting water in it. Like you do your best to clean it up inside of there with like alcohol and Q-tip or something like that, but not like soaking wet, just like damp with alcohol. Do your best to clean it up, and then dielectric grease and put it back together.
It's getting to it is the trouble.
Yeah. It's one of those things. Working on cars sucks. That's why I don't do it anymore.
I agree. Yes, you have to treat it with bleach. There's a ratio. I don't know it right offhand, but I think the 275s you can just dump a gallon of bleach in. It's pretty close to the ratio on that, right?
That seems like a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like a dropper. It's like 2 or 3 drops per gallon. 275. Yeah, that's probably a lot. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember what the ratio is because I don't have one, but that keeps your mold out, and you spray paint or you wrap it in black plastic to cut the algae growth. And then in the winter time, you just make sure you have room for the ice to expand. Don't fill it all the way to the tippy top, just like storing anything with water outside or where it can freeze, right? Because ice expands.
1 tablespoon of bleach per gallon.
There you go. 275.
That's what. Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Is that to make it? Is that to make it potable or to like keep it from growing scum?
The scum is algae, and that's to make it potable. Yes.
Seems like a lot of bleach.
No,
that'll kill all bacterial growth and whatnot. So nothing else will grow.
Probably kill your innards.
No. Cancel that. That was for cleaning.
Okay.
I was going to say that's a lot. I think it's like
I was just doing 275 tablespoons to cups. That's 17.2 cups of water of bleach. That's a lot. Okay, yeah, so definitely don't drop a gallon of bleach in there. That's way too much.
You were like making pool shock.
Yeah. Don't do that. That's fun. Is it safe to leave one I have for the gardens? Water, white? I mean, it's up to you. It'll have some algae growth. Something I've seen that somebody did was they put goldfish in their rainwater treatment for their garden because they'll eat all the algae and stuff like that, and they'll keep it clean. And if they make it to winter, then you can just take them and put them inside and then put them in the barrel next year. So, and then you get a little bit of fish poo-poo for your garden. So, it, a little symbiotic. Gives a little bit of extra nutrients to the garden, keeps it clean. And when the fish die, you just chuck them in the garden,
Okay.
Or feed them to your chickens.
I have updated and proper information. If it's 6% bleach, it's 8 drops per gallon.
Yeah, red down.
And if it's 8.25% bleach, it's 6 drops per gallon.
That sounds more correct.
Yesterday's pomade said just add antifreeze to the water. Problem solved. Don't do that.
Yeah, all your problems are over at that point.
Yeah, don't do that. That's funny. Teresa B, what's up? Um, he's waiting for his Stinson now. He's gonna get it
Oh, we
for his
lost
B day
Justin.
this year. No, Justin B. He's on vacation, having way more fun than us.
He's on vacation.
Mm.
I
Rapid
don't know
Kyle.
what
Oh, it's a
vacation
gallon of
is.
bleach for 1,000 gallons. There you go. That's why I
I
keep
don't know
old
what
carpet.
vacation is, but it
Hmm?
seems like you go somewhere and you just never come back.
Quart to every 250 gallons. Yeah, roughly. Started using fish emulsion. The garden has never been happier. Interesting.
Fish what?
Emulsion. I don't know. I'm gonna have to Google that. Oh Lord, don't do that. I don't know.
It's a
Emulsion fertilizer for
fertilizer.
plants. Yeah. I'd assume it's probably like waste. Fast acting organic fertilizer made from byproducts of the fishing energy. It's resource in nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. All right, the good three. Hmm.
So it's like when the Native Americans told us to plant a fish at the bottom of your corn.
Yeah,
Same thing.
I do that. I throw a sardine underneath all my plants.
A sardine.
Yep, one sardine and Tums works really good. Underneath all my starts, when I'm putting in, like in my back garden, I'm gonna have roughly 100 plants. That's a lot of sardines there, sir. Plus, I don't want too much fish because I don't want raccoons and shit digging in my yard because I can't exactly just shoot where I'm at.
You don't want too much fish because you want to save it for your gullet.
Yeah, well, that's what the kipper snacks are for. I won't be handing out that crap. I'll just buy the cheapest sardines I can.
Yeah,
I think I
so
got a
we
bunch.
went and
I got
bought
a
a
bunch
bunch
of
of.
those sardines and tomato sauce for cheap one time. I stocked those for the garden this year. I think.
Why, rather than buying cans of sardines, do you not get like one can of that Pampa brand mackerel and just throw a slice of mackerel under each one?
I like to eat mackerel. I don't like to eat sardines.
It's just a monetary thing, like $1.25 for a whole can of mackerel.
How many
And you
sardines you get in a can? A lot.
5 or 6.
Oh, what cans are you buying?
I'm
Oh
not, but I assume they're the little tins.
no, they're the ones I got are like the circular tins. They got a bunch in them. I don't know. I've always done it this way. Leave me alone. Unless we get a
We got
chance to go
we got
fishing.
Maccabeus in the chat. What up,
Mac.
Mac?
Oh, I'll get Mac an invite here. I haven't talked to him in a minute. We need to see how he's doing.
We're rooting for you, brother.
Yeah, man. Catch us up to date here directly. I haven't seen him post anything updates wise on his channel either. Mac, I sent you an invite. I don't know if you're in a spot you can hop in or not.
He said very sore.
I bet. What do those Tums do? They're calcium. They work really good with your tomato plants. They're just basically chalk calcium tablets. Especially the dollar store ones that don't have all the fancy extra shit that like Tums have in them.
I wonder if that would work for chickens because
Uh,
their calcium supplements kind of expensive.
it's a good question.
Where's
See,
Grit and Grace?
yeah, I know. I sent her an invite. She's doing Mother's Day stuff, I think.
Yeah.
What if you ran
Well,
those
if my
Tums
wife
through
hadn't
like a
fallen
coffee
fallen asleep, I
grinder?
wouldn't have been here.
Just like blend it.
Yeah,
That'd be
kind of
cool.
Just a food
wholesome.
processor or anything, really.
I'm
Yeah,
poor. I just have a Ninja blender. A bullet. I hate that thing. It sucks for salsa. Um, Yeah, I
Too
have.
small.
I do the. Yeah, it is. I do um, the eggshells, the natural eggshells that haven't been bleached. I'll soak them in the water for a while, and then I will use that water because it's calcified. It's vitamin rich, and I'll spray that in the garden with banana peel water, which is great fertilizer. And then if you mix some coffee grounds in there, some dried out coffee grounds, you bake the coffee grounds in the eggshells. You throw them in the blender, and you just take a scoop of that and a couple scoops per gallon of water, and then you can dehydrate or bake the banana peels after you soak the banana peels, and then you can blend those up too and mix all that stuff together, and you get a really really rich calcium, nitrogen, and phosphorus deposit for your garden.
Hey Pat, can you see the
Yep,
screen?
he has an airsoft toy that he can't post to YouTube because YouTube's communist.
Mm,
Maccabeus, how you doing, my man?
Good. How's my young brothers doing?
Dude, we're kicking, man. How you doing?
All right. I had my new hip put in Friday.
Oh,
That
dang.
that pain I've been having in my legs since the middle of March has been a fracture. I had a tumor in my hip, and it just
Damn.
finally fractured enough. And I got out of the hospital on the back surgery. You know, when they went in and redid my spine and took that tumor out from around my spine. And I got in the car and I drove. It's like 2.5 hours from Kansas City to my house. I was in the car maybe 4 to 5 hours, and I pulled up at this bro's house, and I went to get out, and I couldn't walk. And so I spent the whole week living in my car. I couldn't walk.
What?
And yeah, no shit, man. I was stuck in my car. And there was 2 nights at uh, that guy's house that I stopped at. He let me stay in his camper, and him and his boy helped transfer me over to the camper. And it was all I could do. I had to park like maybe 18 inches, 20 inches from the camper, just enough to get the door open and slide over to the floor. And it was excruciating, man. And it'd take a good hour, an hour and a half to get my whole body laid on the bed and where I could lay down and shit. And then my preacher, he found out what was going on, and they put me up in a hotel room. My second night at the hotel room, I went to um, a doctor's appointment at the hospital earlier that day, and she came out with a wheelchair to pick me up. And she said, "Have you been checked for blood clots?" And I said, "No." And, then a couple of brothers from the church come by that evening to visit, and they went to help get me up in the bed. Took forever, and it hurt like hell. But he said, "Man, you got to go get checked for blood clots." And that was 2 people in less than 24 hours the same day, you know. And I was like, I dialed 911, got an ambulance up there. They finally got me loaded, took me out to the hospital, and uh, done a bunch of X-rays, and I had a fracture in the hip, and they was able to see the tumor. I guess they couldn't see the tumor until it fractured. I don't know why, but so they shipped me down here to Overland Park, Kansas. I had to go to a place that had a bed and the specialist to do the surgery, and I laid down here from Tuesday to Friday, and I got the hip replacement, and they put cement on it to that way I don't have to depend on the natural healing to hold it together.
Mm-hmm.
The cement just holds it together, and they're afraid that they said they don't know that I have cancer in the bone, but they're doing that just as a safety precaution so it don't keep breaking away. And they do it a lot for elderly people that have porous bones and stuff. And not that I'm elderly, I'm only 54, you know. But
Gee, that's old as fuck. What are you talking about, Mac?
I know it. But
it's not
yeah,
the
they
years, it's the
cemented it.
mileage.
Yeah.
I've had some hard miles on her, boys. But yeah, I'm feeling better. That was Friday. The 3 day to 5 day after surgery is usually the roughest as far as soreness and pain. They're ready to put me in rehab tomorrow, and they think they can have me walking upstairs in 14 days. But and that'll be cool if they can. And I mean, I'm definitely going to put in my due diligence, you know, to get there. But I got to get back up home so I can get the port put in so I can start my cancer treatments. All this is going on. I ain't had one cancer treatment the whole time yet. I've had 2
Jesus Christ.
surgeries scheduled to have the port put in, and I've had to cancel both surgeries because of other surgeries where the tumors have gotten up in my spine, you know, my bones and shit. So,
Well, damn, Mac. Fucking did they didn't give you those they have like some socks that you put on for blood clots after surgeries like that help break those up. I can't believe they didn't.
oh yeah, Yeah, I had they're like air socks that fill up and then they'll go,
Yeah, they
and
like they like
they'll actually
pulsate
stretch.
on your legs or some shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Both surgeries I had them, but and it wasn't blood clots. That just freaked me out when I had two people say that.
Yeah, no
And
shit.
I know blood clots will kill you, and that's why I'm glad I called the ambulance. It ended up being a fracture, so not a blood clot, but uh, yeah, I didn't even think about blood clots, but with two people saying it in the same day, it was enough to alarm me that I need to go check that shit out. And I'm pretty happy. I'm recovering. I'll just be glad to be on my own 2 feet, and walking, and I'm seeing a lot of good days go by that I'm just stuck in here in the hospital. And living in here in a hospital bed's about like living in my car. You know, you're laying on your back the whole time, sitting up. And
Right.
the
Can't
good thing
fucking move.
about being in a bed, when I was living in my car, my feet swelled up real bad because they were always down. And it took probably 4 days for my feet, the swelling to go out of my feet. I got my first shower today in like 6 weeks. That was nice.
Ugh.
Well, we got
Yeah.
a super soaker.
Well, I'd be glad to let you use one if it's warm water. It's been pretty good though. I mean, I can't complain a whole lot. I've been taken care of for the most part, all the hospitals, and people have been good to me. And um, I still think I can beat this thing. I don't feel like I'm dying, y'all. I just I don't. So
That's good. Just gotta knock it
uh,
out.
yeah, yeah. I'm hoping to get this rehab over with and get up there and get the port put in. And I was feeling pretty down and desperate that week in my car though, y'all. I was wondering what the fuck I was going to do. And because I couldn't walk, I couldn't get in nowhere. And then somebody hotlined me, and so I was kind of having to stay on the run and on the down low on the shit like that, and be careful where I park at, to sleep and stuff. And I just started parking in my driveway, and I figured if they come get me in my own driveway, I'm gonna tell them fuck off. I can sleep in my car if I want to. And I'm 54 and I got my own mind. That's what I told the woman on the the social worker that called me. I said, this really ain't none of your business. I'm 54 and I got a right to sleep in my car if I want to. Yes, you absolutely do. We was just concerned about your situation because we was told such and such. But you gotta watch people, man. People snitch you out.
Mm-hmm. Well, damn, man. Hopefully you get it straightened out and they get you 14 days. Not too bad to suffer through the junk food and the crappy bed. Get you back on
Yeah,
your feet.
yeah. You'll get my dog
Hey,
back.
you got to watch like a hawk what they make you sign when you go into the hospitals and stuff. You got to read those because I've heard of them playing dirty tricks and like getting you to sign shit that like gives away your what's the word I'm trying to think of, your
Power,
decision making ability.
yeah, power of attorney.
Yeah, power of attorney or something like that. I've
Mhm.
heard dirty tricks where they get you to sign your rights away, and they basically own you in that hospital.
Yeah, I had went in about a month and a half ago and had not my oldest sister, my old sister that I get along with. I put her in as my power of attorney and overseer of my estate if something happens to me. And hopefully that covers. My lawyer said that should prevent anybody from stepping in and doing anything different as long as my sister's legally assigned to it. They can't just come in and take me. So yeah, I
Well,
agree.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, I agree though. Everybody read your paperwork.
Yep, they got a bunch of
Definitely
fucking
should.
shady shit in there, man.
It's all a lot of it's just about making money. And I'll tell you, I've been kind of down on the younger crowd. Most of my life I figured we're all just screwed. The young people don't care anymore and all that. And I've met some outstanding people that are 30 and under working in these hospitals, from aides all the way up to registered nurses with BSNs. And they're here because they care about people. And I'm really impressed with, I'd say 90% of any staff I've had to be around. So all hope isn't lost. We
See,
still got,
you just had to be around some people that actually wanted to work, Mac.
yeah, and care about people.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the big thing for me. There's people get involved in this kind of industry that don't give two shits about people. They're just here for a paycheck. And
Yep.
I've run into maybe two in the last 6 weeks that I would have said are like that. And
Yep.
I woke up after surgery the other night. I got to tell you about this. All right, most of the people in all the departments wear like blue or purple or yellow scrubs,
Mm-hmm.
and I wake up and it's a dimly lit room, and there's like 3 women and 2 men down there, and nobody's saying anything. This one woman was next to my bed working on me. I just come out of sedation, and she's regulating my meds, and they got me hooked up to an IV, and everybody down there was wearing black and gray, and had these like ball caps on. I'm looking around at everybody, and I said, "Am I in some kind of government fucking lab or something?" And I balled my fist up and squeezed it. I was waiting for them titanium bone claws to come sliding out the back of my hand or something, They just started laughing.
Fucking sign me up for the titanium bone claws, man. Just saying.
Yeah, but that was weird about the scrubs. I've never seen black and gray scrubs before. All the staff.
Everything around here is blue and gray.
Yeah. Met some awesome staff though that did my surgeries, and I had actually had a training.
Hold on here. You didn't get them to give you a really nice sponge bath in between here and there? I demand you get a sponge bath here, Mac.
Well, I've gave myself a couple of sponge baths. I'm still able to take care of myself, and that's kind of the rules. You have to be about immobile for them to start doing it for you.
Well, you better just start being immobile when there's a really cute one running around, okay?
I try to stay covered up and stuff. I got quite a bit of junk in the way down there, and I just don't want to be showing it off to everybody. And,
Yeah. I have the opposite effect. I don't want everybody to see how much junk I'm missing, so I really got to keep it covered up.
Yeah. I've got a helicopter landing pad right outside my window here, and I've been watching it all week. And today, I finally got to see a helicopter come in and bring somebody in, and then take off again. I got video of it. That's what I was just getting ready to do, was upload a couple of shorts of it when I seen you as live.
Oh shit! Yeah, we gotta get you in here. Maccabeus coming back, chat. You've seen it here first on Muffin Top's Mother's Day, Doomsday, World War III Maccabeus update, chat.
Oh yeah. Give me just a second. I've got a nurse in here, guys. It's going to be about 2 minutes, y'all.
You good?
They got to do some vitals on me.
Yep. Well, that's good to hear from Mac.
Yeah, good spirits for the ordeal that he's just been through. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, no shit, man. Yeah, he's got his POA, making medical and financial. He said that, his sister. That's crazy.
Yeah, I lost my grandma to a blood clot. She went and got hip surgery, and they weren't paying that close of attention. She had a blood clot break loose and go up and stop her heart.
Right. What up, Toy Town?
And like a year, I want to say about a year ago, my uncle, they were all down at the beach, and he had some blood clot stick in his leg, and he did die. He died on the helicopter ride to the hospital, and they brought him back, and he ended up losing his leg. And he told his wife, he told my aunt, he's like, "Why did you bring me back? Why didn't you just let me go?" Like, he's really down in the dumps, losing his leg and stuff. And he was kind of a hefty boy. He'd been retired for a long time, so he didn't have a lot of muscle. So just take care of your health as best you can. That's all I gotta say.
Teresa B dropped in Maccabeus' Cash App if you guys want to hit him up, if you guys are so blessed. That would be awesome. Yeah, I agree with the health thing, man. You guys know my gig. I am getting back on my hard diet and workout routine. I'm gonna try and not do surgery. I'm gonna see how well I can do myself.
Well, this is something that I've been a survivalist since I was 14. And I've told all y'all the story. You've all heard it. And I prepared for every kind of event possible that you could imagine, but I didn't prepare for cancer and not being able to be mobile and get up and down my stairs in my own building, And in The Walking Dead, King Ezekiel, I don't know how many of y'all watched that, but King Ezekiel in one of the later seasons, he got cancer. And it's real. I've been thinking about that a lot. If the grid ever went down and things were gone, what would I do? And there's all the the stuff with the ivermectin and all that. There's a lot more to it than that. And I I think it's something that people ought to start really digging into and covering in their preparations if they're serious about it going, like completely doomsday, grid down or whatever.
Right. Yeah, I mean, other than having a small shop with a doctor and a nurse and a couple people that can help, there's really not a lot. I mean, they can only do so much without all the machines and shit. I mean, everything depends on technology. So like somebody being able to have an active OR room, like about the best thing you could get mobily is having an ambulance. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, very independent. He's very independent in them crowds that he runs with, the shofar people. They're actually setting up their groups that way with OR rooms and full staff, and that goes back to the networking thing. And of course, a lot of us don't have a lot of money to draw in big crowds of gunslingers and doctors and everything else. We just have to go with what we got. But it's also a thing of making alliances with people like that and being in good standing with them, because they could be valuable. People are a resource, and it's just something for people to think about.
Yeah.
Because it's still reality, whether the grid's up or it's down. Everything I'm going through right now is a reality.
Rebel Spirit said, "If you find a meth lab, it's kind of close." That's funny. Yeah,
Who said that, Joe?
That was Rebel Spirit Operations. That's funny.
Oh yeah.
I wonder what the going price at Bartertown would be in SHTF for a cancer screen and removal.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Rabid said his wife's blood clot was 12 centimeters long in her right femoral artery. Jesus Christ. That's insane.
It sounds like one of those clot shot
No shit.
clots that they were finding in those bodies that they say is not happening and is all normal.
That was one of the things that bothered me, because I had to sign papers in both my surgeries for a blood transfusion, and they don't do it the old-fashioned way where you can call somebody in and all like that. Because my sister was up here; she's O negative and I'm O positive, and she could have donated to me, but they don't do it that way anymore. They actually use their storage banks, and these people that are donating to the storage banks, a lot of them have went and got these shots, so they're going to get it in you one way or another.
Well, the food is the easiest way, but I actually have a friend who donates because they request him since he did not get vaxxed.
Really?
Yeah. So, yeah, but depends. Do you go to the
if you've got enough money,
like
you can get clean blood.
Right. The best thing would be is if you could, I don't know how legal it would be, but if you could have somebody, take some of your own donations and basically seal it for you, but then flying that across the country if you were on vacation or some shit would be a logistical nightmare.
Yeah. Some of those religious people do that, where they need to go in and get something done. They'll donate their own blood leading up to the surgery.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a good idea.
That is a good idea. Damn right.
I don't imagine your insurance is going to be okay and cool with that. You probably have to pay for that, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Going off of what we were talking about earlier about looking at what you signed, I heard somebody else saying about how when they went in for a surgery, they read through their paperwork and it said that they were allowed to give them the shot without even telling them about it during the surgery. If they felt it somehow medically necessary, I don't know how they justify it. But, you gotta damn near gotta have a freaking lawyer with you when you go into the hospital. I don't know if you guys ever heard of a Patriot Nurse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She had to do with tactical response there for a while, and then she was with Valor Ridge there for a while. I think they were married and broke up or whatever, but she was talking about she's always talking about how the medical industry can screw you and do everything possible not to go to a hospital. Maccabeus, you got no choice. I mean, you got to go to the hospital, but if you can take care of anything at home, it's in your best interest to do so.
Yeah. Yeah, and I just got into the apothecary side of things beer about 2 years ago, and some of the tinctures I was doing and making should have been, contributing to help not have cancer, and maybe it was because the tumor that's on my right kidney is 4 inches across. So I mean, maybe it has been helping, and I haven't been doing them that much here the last 6 or 8 months, and maybe that's why I'm getting a spread of them all of a sudden, like the one in my tumor or the one in my spine. It it's just like here in the last 3 months has gotten out of control.
Damn.
It was an emergency surgery.
But they had that one and the one on your hips out now, so you just got one on your kidney or what?
I've got one on my right kidney. I've got some small nodules in my each one of my lungs. I've got a small one on my right hip. They labeled it something else, but I'm pretty sure it falls in the same line. I don't know what all the acronyms mean, but there's something on the right kidney that concerns them. But the only way I'm going to beat it is to get this. They're wanting to do immunotherapy, and they put these antibodies in your system that boost your immune system and your blood cell, and it lets your own system fight and reduce the cancers. And I hear nothing but good stuff about it. Because I was pretty dead set. I didn't want any chemo or radiation. I think the immunotherapy is the way to go. I'll be glad to get it started. I've been doing the ivermectin and all the other stuff that we're not supposed to talk about on here, but I had to leave everything up there. I couldn't bring everything to the hospital with me, so
Right.
It's going to be a couple more weeks before I can get back to my home treatments.
So the IV and have you tried the blue stuff?
I have some, but on reading and studying on it reacts with my medication, my oxycodones, and it says not to take it if you're on any kind of pain medication, any narcotics, opioids. So I've got a bottle of it though. That Blue or Methyl Blue or
something like that.
Yeah.
The only other thing I heard about that is to go radical no sugar. Like they say the cancer just thrives on sugar. So if you completely get rid of sugar altogether, it's supposed to help. Like zero.
Well, and that's true, but you have to get rid of a lot of other foods you don't think about because a lot of other foods turn to glucose once they go into your system. And so you got to watch everything that you eat if you're going to depend on that to solely save your life. I pretty well weeded most of the sugars out of my life. I did have a cookie the other day, and I got 2 more sitting here that I ordered on my supper tray a couple nights ago. And I was sitting here talking to my mom, and I told her, I said, I got 2 cookies here, but I think I need to start backing off this completely off the sugars.
Well, sheesh.
Widow's Diary on here on YouTube. I don't know if y'all know who she is. She's got rid of several tumors out of her body by just changing her diet.
Yeah, I don't think they know as much about these kind of diseases as they let on that they do.
Yeah, I don't either.
I think that the big ones know, but they won't tell the regular doctors, and they just let them keep thinking down the thought process taught at the school for medical shit. But I think it's wrong.
Yeah,
they're just
it's a patient mill. It's not a hospital is not a place for healing. It's a patient mill. Get them in, charge them for something, and get them out. Or if you can, just keep turning them.
Doctors are also
right. Astatine, I think you were the one. Let me look before I run my mouth. You guys talk about something. I think you were the one asking about my solar generator.
Who's the other fellow? Is that Pat Riot?
Yeah, we got Pat and we got Lawfully.
How you doing, Pat?
Not too bad. And it's inspiring. I don't know if you heard me when you went to get your vitals done, but it's inspiring to your positive attitude that you've got right now.
Yeah, you got to stay positive, man. Otherwise, it'll whip you.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
and just putting that out in the world, like I'm all concerned about, my back's a little sore and my I got pain in my toe joints and stuff. I'm like, man, I'm just falling apart. And then I hear stories of, people, what people are, real shit people are dealing with, and just,
Pat,
staying
tart
positive
cherry
during all
act
of it.
chart tart cherry extract for your joints. I take it, and black coffee will help with gout and stuff like that. Cayenne
Hmm.
pepper for your back, especially with disc
They told
issues. Cayenne
they
pepper
told
is like a big thing.
they told me I didn't have gout. Like I have all the hallmarks of gout, um, except for like the redness.
Yeah, I didn't
So
have.
it
I
was,
have same. I have everything except the redness. But it got to the
and
point where I couldn't walk with my big toe on my left foot.
they checked my blood, and they said my whatever wasn't high. The acid or whatever it is that causes that, they
Mm-hmm.
said wasn't high.
Yeah.
So it could be just regular old arthritis. They told me I had arthritis when I was 20 years old.
Hmm. That's what they told me for 3 months. My back and my rib pain was just chronic arthritis. They was trying to feed me meloxicam and gabapentin, and I quit taking that gabapentin. That's just dangerous, boys.
I think that gabapentin fucked up my knees. I quit taking it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't had a flare up in a
And
really long time. I get it to like the one joint in my big toe would hurt so bad I couldn't walk, and my knees would take turns doing the same thing. It would hurt so bad I couldn't walk, and it would just swell up.
Mm-hmm.
And what was weird was like putting weight on it is what hurt. You could push on my knee all day long and it didn't hurt. But as soon as I put a little bit of weight on there,
Yep. Arthritis is a bitch. I'm like mirroring exactly what you're saying, and I'm just so sad because you're, no offense, you're X amount of years older than me. And I'm like, Jesus, I am fucked. Like, my road through life is not going to be well.
I'm just hoping like within the next few years, like the breakthrough, like maybe a whistleblower says that we can cure this cancer, because I'm convinced we can.
yeah,
I'm convinced that they can give you a pill and you will not have cancer anymore in a couple of weeks or months or whatever it is. I'm convinced that they can do it, but it's just not profitable to do it.
well, didn't Trump say
Um,
something about that here a couple months ago?
Yeah, somebody said that cancer is a virus, which is why ivermectin actually works, right?
I think I don't know if it works on every kind of cancer, but it works on some of them for sure. I'd say
Yeah.
there's just too many reports of it where people have had real good success with it. Vitamin D and green tea. But see, with green tea, you can overdo green tea. You're only supposed to do like 3 to 4, uh, whatever of it a day. When it comes down to cups, you're only supposed to have like 3 to 4 cups. After you pass that mark, it starts working the other way against you, and
Hmm.
it could be detrimental towards you if you're fighting cancer. But green tea up to that happy point is supposed to be real good for fighting cancer.
I like tea in general.
Omega 3, vitamin D. I'm real thankful that I got a good immune system. I don't have any other uh, underlying diseases like high blood pressure, diabetes, none of that stuff. I'm actually pretty healthy other than having cancer, and I think that's been a big benefit as far as fighting it.
Hell yeah. Ugh.
Well, I was going to
that and
say
just being a tough bastard.
doctors are a lot like skiers. They go through their training and then they stop learning, like that's gospel, and they don't evolve with the new studies or the new techniques.
Right.
You get your older doctors that are long in the tooth, and this is how we do it, you know. some of these younger doctors are more apt to study and read the newer studies, get the latest information. Of course, it's a balance. You want somebody that's been there and done that, working alongside someone that is new and young and has a fresh perspective.
Right. But at the same time, the day we stop learning is the day we start dying because we're stupid, you know? There's always new things to learn. I mean, things move so fast.
Just as a personal example, I had expressed some concern with the side effects of one of my medications I take. Just talking to the nurse that I see, neuro's office, and she said, "Have you tried B6? It helps with how it's metabolized. Like it helps with the mental fog, kind of the fatigue." She said, "Just get you like some regular vitamin B6, like 100 milligram." So I take that twice a day with it now.
You know, something else will clear up your brain fog is lion's mane mushrooms. They're a big white one that grow on the side of trees. I identify it for you, just go because there's several white ones that grow on trees. But yeah, Palmetto Prepared, he's into all this stuff, and he's found an abundant crop of them this last year, and he started taking it, and he's had a lot of fog and stuff from just different things. He was a Marine over in Afghanistan, but and he knew that I've had 6 concussions, so I deal with a lot of fog, and he sent me 2 jars of it already dried out. One of them was pills, and the other one was just big chunks of it for eating on. And I was only halfway through the big chunk ones, and a lot of my fog is cleared up. I still have some that'll probably just always residually there, but it really did. It cleared up a lot of fog in my head.
I've got a tab open on that. I'll check that out.
Yeah, Joe Rogan is big into that as well.
The lion's mane.
Yep.
Rogan owns Optimum Nutrition, so he is fiscally inclined to suggest vitamin supplementation.
Yeah, but I think that he and the people that he kind of go with are on more of our mindset of.
I'm not saying that his passion didn't lead him to buy the company, not the other way around. But I'm just saying you've got to remember at the end of the day,
he's for money, right?
He's going to billboard for himself.
Yeah. What about that's part of capital?
Sean Ryan does some of that mushroom stuff too, like Laird Superfood, I think is the name of the company. Yeah. And they do a lot. They sell a lot of mushroom teas and stuff like that for all those kind of situations.
I take a lot of B12 there, Rabbit, for the nerve stuff. I don't know if it helps or not, but I'd like to think it does.
Sean Ryan went down to Mexico and did the I don't remember what trip he
ayahuasca.
took. Yeah, there you go. Went down and did the ayahuasca, whatever, to get over his alcoholism.
You can take turmeric and black pepper and make you a tincture with it with some like Everclear and or vodka. It doesn't have to be Everclear, but and hey, do you a little bit of it every day, and it'll clear up a lot of them sore joints, them hurting joints and shit. And my knees hurt for years, and I started doing that. I just said it.
Turmeric and black pepper. It's also really good for your heart.
Yeah, that fog just hit me just now. But yeah, I don't have near the pain in my knees and stuff that I used to have.
Heck yeah, man. Well, this is also a wellness chat, apparently. I mean, you know, anything we can do to get everybody better and feeling better. I mean, in the end of the day, SHTF, you don't have a doctor, but you can stockpile these spices and stuff and make tinctures and whatever, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
TMT, do you ever sun your perennial?
What? I missed it. Say it again.
I asked if you ever sun your perennial.
No.
No. I've never sent perennials. I'm not sure
the YouTube AI algorithmic robots. We are not doctors. Talk to your doctor about what's right for you.
Right. This is
That's
not
right.
medical advice.
This is not medical advice. I'm not offering medical advice, and if you take it, you're stealing.
Yeah,
Yeah. Don't pull your pants down and point your butthole at the sun.
that's right.
No, wait. Everybody go ahead and try that one out this weekend. This coming weekend, I want faces down, asses up. I demand this.
You can
But
you can
only
lay on your
the
stomach.
ladies. It only works for women.
Right. Oh, this is going to be a good weekend. You guys are
Is that
great.
how they bleach them?
No. It's more of a chemical process.
Well, okay. I hear about these things, and it makes me just scratch my head and wonder, what the hell?
Mix yourself up some of that volume 40 peroxide and just spackle it on there. When it hurts, you've gone too long.
No, it means you did it just right, and it's the right shade of white.
Huh. Well, there is a cancer treatment that is a food grade hydrogen peroxide, and I guess that's what you do with it. You rub it on the area where you have tumors or whatever, and it absorbs to your skin. It's supposed to help shrink cancer. I know a couple of YouTubers that do that. And I don't know how accurate any of the information is because I'm not a doctor or a wizard or nothing like that either.
Well, you could be a wizard. You got the beard for it.
Yeah. I shaved my mustache off. I'm going for that Chechen warlord look now.
Is that not a crazy region?
Chechens?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why Putin was a very smart man to make peace with them. Because they're his allies now, and he's got a hell of a fighting force right there, this right hand side, ready to take on the world. That Chechen warlord, I can't remember his name, that he's one of Putin's top guys. When Wagner guy done that attempted coup thing, he was all up, pulled his guys up, and he was ready to go over there and meet the guy halfway and start fighting with Wagner.
Sons of bitches.
So I did a little work on the garden today.
That boy.
I got 2 new apple trees we put down with our little orchard.
That's
got
cool.
Got some peach trees that we put in a couple years ago. They've been producing really good. The squirrels love me. You can watch them bouncing across the yard with freaking peaches all summer long. It's hilarious. So we put in one of my apple trees when it was just put in. One of my kids ran over it with a freaking 4-wheeler.
Uh-huh.
And I tried to stand it back up, but it just died.
No.
So we put in a couple more apple trees, and we cheated a little bit. We didn't start anything from seed. We just went and bought some little plants. We're
Yeah,
gonna
that's
do
right.
some tomatoes and cucumbers and some peppers. And my wife is doing a science experiment on the back of the kitchen sink. She put some old celery in a glass jar full of water, and it started growing. So I guess we're gonna have celery too.
Yep. If you buy the organics, it works. It goes for, I don't know, 3 to 5 days, and then you got to get it with some soil so it keeps going.
Yeah. Yeah, there's several of them foods that you can grow up new crops off of little old chunks of it.
Yeah, she almost threw away some potatoes the other day. They were a little bit past their usable, and I was like, "Don't do that. You just cut them up. Any piece with an eye goes in the ground."
Yep. This is the way.
And some of the potatoes that we planted last year are taken off by themselves. I guess we missed a couple.
Hey, man, that'll happen in real life too.
That was kind of cool. It's like we were out there. We started weeding the raised beds. We got a little bit more dirt, and we started weeding them. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's not a weed.
I'm sure you would smoke a cigarette if I had one.
Yeah, that's a rough part about being in a hospital, isn't it?
Yeah. It'll be a week tomorrow since I had one, and I've only had a patch probably 3 of these days. I'm not really like going crazy about it or nothing, but I can still tell I have no will. If there was a pack laying here, I'd be smoking them. I'd have to be locked in the hospital for 2 or 3 months probably to walk completely away from
Well,
when
we
I get
might
out.
be able to arrange that.
With a straight jacket.
No.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot of willpower for me to stick with it when I get out. So keep me in prayer on that, because I'm going to try.
Got faith in you.
Does anybody know the name of that book? Like, there's supposedly some book you can read. It knocks your cigarette addiction out. What
The
is
Holy
the name
Bible?
of that book? Well, it could be. There's some book that when you read it, it's like neuro linguistic programming or something, and it just completely kills your urge to smoke.
Wow.
I've heard about it. I've heard about it several times, but I always forget because I want to give it to my mom. She's been smoking for 50 years off and on.
Unrelated, but Walmart sells Narcan.
Unrelated, you can go to your police station and ask for it for free, and they'll give it to you.
Some places it depends on the state.
If you go to your pharmacist and you've got a prescription for some opioids, they'll give you a box free.
That's cool.
They give them out for free in rest areas in one of the states I used to go through. I want to say it was Oklahoma.
How much of that did you bank?
Oklahoma has billboards all across the state saying that.
Yeah, you just go into the rest area and there's a vending machine. You just put in your zip code and it bloop.
Is that where you're at lawfully? Is Oklahoma?
No, sir. Arkansas.
Arkansas? That's cool. At least you're over here in free America. You want to come to the Missouri meetup next month?
I fear not. But I won't say never.
I'm not going either, and I'll say the same. Maybe one of these days. This is not the year.
Did any of you guys watch that bear brief? Well, I think it was this past Friday, where he did a scenario where they drop nukes.
Captain now.
Yeah, like I'm in charge or I'm leaving. And like it didn't occur to me right away, but what a place to be like when the world ends. A prepper meetup, guys there with selling ammo, so you've got a stockpile of ammo. People there selling MREs, so you got a giant pile of MREs. A bunch of people of you would hope are like minded, and a lot of people were there with their families, so it's not like they had to completely like they weren't gung ho about everyone leaving and going their separate way because most people had their family with them anyways. Just kind of made me think of how nice it would be to have like your own little community set up.
Yeah. That's kind of the
all it takes is one one lottery ticket, and you all invited to my 300 acres. We'll make lawyers figure out how to make it all work out. So you
Let's just hang out with
retain
10
control of
acres and be buddies.
your own spot.
Let's get 4 buddies with 10 acres. We
Yeah.
can all sell our houses and make a little compound.
I'm
Yeah.
still very disappointed that my mother's siblings didn't think out my grandfather's estate better. They don't realize the little hamlet we had.
Yep. Some people don't think about that. They want the quick money and then may live to regret it if we get to that point in life, and may live to regret it even more.
Well, since I've brought it up, I think it was less about the money and less the not having to worry about maintaining the property.
You
Mm.
didn't have enough young backs in your family to take care of it?
No,
Damn.
not that live close. I'm the only grandchild that's not college educated and has not spread into the wind.
Well,
And the last couple of years with my grandfather's health, my mom and stepdad were the ones doing the majority of the groundskeeping.
it's
So
an unfortunate thing. I too one
Yeah,
day
if I
will
ever
lose.
won a big lottery, I'd buy a huge. I'd probably buy a town. There's a lot of towns you can buy here in the United States, and there's a lot of YouTubers that I would be looking to put on the payroll.
That'd be cool.
Yep.
Mac Manor.
Makistan.
If you get a stand on the back of it, we'll get a bunch of tax dollars.
you thought it all
Yeah.
out.
I just saw a headline today. I unfortunately didn't have time to read the article, but a bunch of Muslims are doing that in different communities. They're
Down in
trying to
Texas.
buy up like every house in the neighborhood.
Hmm. Yeah, there's a big one going on down there in Texas. They're taking over in one area down there.
It's messed up, man. This is
They
America.
they'll get so many people into the area, and then they can implement Sharia law.
They'll
Because that'll be
outvote you.
Yep, they'll do it legally. Our own red
Well,
tape is now upon us.
did you hear about the place where Elon set up in Texas? They're actually incorporating it into a city now.
really.
Yeah.
Um, and Tim Pool was talking about it. Like, it seems like a great idea. Like, oh, that's awesome. Like, he's got his own little town now. But as much hate is headed towards him right now. A bunch of lefties are going to move down there and be like, "Oh, hey guys, hey fellow patriots, I'm just like you." A bunch of lefties are going to go in there. They're going to infiltrate and then start passing laws and shit just to fuck with them.
I don't think they're that motivated.
You don't think so? Well, I think a lot of the funding has dried up, so um, I'm pretty interested to see what happens in the upcoming midterms and even the 2028 presidential elections. Like, I'm interested to see how things shake out now that the USAID has been shit canned.
They like inheriting liberal shitholes. They don't like making them.
Just by the virtue of being there and voting the way they do, they make them.
Yeah, but you have to already have some place that the existing tax-paying voting population has an inclination to vote that way to get it started. I don't think that enough of them would have the gumption to move to Texas to Elon Town and live there for a while to get enough of them to do that.
I hope so.
Like the Muslims have religion and one another, and they breed. Liberals don't breed.
They do the opposite.
Yeah,
If they
but
do
the
have
independent
kids,
ones
they
do.
stare.
The ones that have 10, 20 kids, 6, 7, even
Those
if
aren't the
even
ones
if
that
they
you
have
have to worry
4 to
about,
8
though.
kids, the baby mamas that just live on the government teat their entire life, and then their kids learn that, then they do the same. Those are the ones that are going to vote for the policy that fucks us because they want to be lazy eating their Doritos and their fudge rounds on our tax dollars while they're just sitting back getting plowed.
Yeah, but Shaniqua's not going to move there.
No, Shaniqua
Yeah,
was staying in the
they're
government
not the ones
housing
you got to worry
that
about.
now.
And Lot Lizard Tammy, like she's going to stay
At the lot.
where she's at.
True. But there'll be
Trailer
more
park.
of them.
Is that the trucker's parking lot or the trailer park?
Either one. It's close
Trailer
enough.
park.
If you park your trailer close enough, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Look at old military bases that close. Yeah, that would be sweet.
I wouldn't want to buy an old military installation because you don't know if they implement martial law that they won't come take it back.
And you don't know what kind of chemical, biological, whatever they've done there and buried it and just covered it up.
The old
Or
Butt Wrinkles
unexploded
Ranch.
ordnance.
Like the Camp Lejeune water.
Mm-hmm.
There's a place right up the road from me called Fort Ritchie. It's an old Army base, and back in World War II, they tested some of their what do they call it, artillery up there. Well, then years and years later, they built on base housing, and then they shut the Army base down. Well, some place got a hold of it and started renting out those the base housing. And my wife and my whole family, we lived in there. Uh, about 2 years into living there, they made us all move, and everyone's like, "What the fuck?" Come to find out, there's a whole bunch of unexploded ordnance under our feet.
Yeah. John
So
Willis
maybe
talked about
maybe maybe the military base isn't the greatest place to be. You try and sink
Wait a minute.
fence post.
That ordinance could be an asset, though, Pat.
No, you don't want that stuff.
Yeah,
But
you try and drive in a fence post, and you're like, doo 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 doo, ding, ding.
Well, still over there in parts of Europe from World War One, they still occasionally, like a farmer gets to tilling and hits something.
Yeah.
France has still got whole sections cordoned off that is just deemed unusable for agriculture for that reason.
And if you start digging the stuff up and trying to re-implement for use, then you have to deal with the Bureau of assholes and tubby fuckers.
Well, if I'm on fort, go fuck yourself. What I do at my fort can stay at my fort.
That's right. That's the way it should be. Hey, have y'all ever heard of the Finnan boys? The Finnan Raiders? FENIN.
Not ringing a bell.
Back around the time of the Civil War. Excuse me, I had a burp. A bunch of Irish was trying to fight for a free Ireland, and they were all vets and stuff. And they went to Canada and attacked some bases in Canada, and was going to take over Canada, or take Canada basically hostage and trade it to England for Ireland's freedom. And they tried like 2 different times, and the United States government got involved because it was U.S. citizens, and they confiscated their guns and stuff, and nobody got arrested or anything like that. And then they threatened the president and told him, "You give us our guns back, or we're coming after you." And they gave the guns back. It just shows a difference in the caliber of people that what our country used to be and what they are now.
Yeah,
It's true. It's a true story. Look it up on YouTube. FENIN.
those were the hard men
Yeah.
that
That's
made the
just
good
depressing,
times.
actually, to hear.
Huh?
Forgotten Weapons just did a video on those guns.
It's depressing that you said that because I don't think we would have the same response today.
No,
There
we
would there
wouldn't.
wouldn't be enough that would be the same.
Now there's
Yeah,
there's a hotel room really close to me that used to be the it was going to be the evacuation point for the government. So there's this giant hotel and there's a bunker underneath of there. If I hit it big, I think I'd go buy that hotel and as much property around it as I could come up with.
yeah.
But now that I'm saying it out loud, it's probably a bad idea because so many people know about it.
Well, and if
Several
you
hundred
think
in the
of it, you
morning.
about guaranteed 10 to 100 have already thought about it besides yourself.
Right. The people that live within, a couple hours walk from there, like anything bad happens, I'm just headed over there. I'll bring my Glock. I'll be in charge.
There's some videos on YouTube where there's abandoned towns and towns for sale, and there's nothing really wrong. Just the the employment run out years ago, and people just moved out, and it's just a bunch of old houses and storefront buildings and stuff like that. I think that'd be a real cool situation to get into and own something like that. You could move 100, 150 people into one area pretty quick. Start setting up local government.
There's a place like that out in California, an old Grateful Dead groupie. I don't, groupie's the wrong word. What's the people that just follow them around?
A groupie.
Roadie.
Groupies.
No, the roadies are the ones they bang.
You talking
Well,
about
anyway,
Scab Town? Are you talking about Scab Town?
um,
That's
I
out
can't,
in
I can't
in
think of what the place is called, but it's a dude up in Northern California. He ended up buying like 5 or 6 different properties, and he owns like some ridiculous amount of acreage. And there's a bunch of houses and stuff on there, and he just like lets people come live there. I mean, they vet the people that they
Oh
let
yeah,
in.
I've
Like
heard of that.
you gotta have some sort of means. You gotta have
Yeah,
some sort of means. Like you can't just be some freaking dirty hippie and just move in there and try and off everyone.
yeah. They've got a little store.
But I thought that
They
was
got a little store there, and you just like put your money in the basket
yep,
or something. And they said they've never really been ripped off.
yeah. So one guy showed up and looked like he was going to start some trouble and
You're cutting out there, Pat.
I said, so they all just run him off. Something like that is what I'm thinking. But maybe not Northern California.
Oh, it felt good to scratch the new gun itch. It's been a long time.
Brother.
I'm scratching the selling itch. I got 2 pistols sold this week.
That a boy.
I sold a HK VP9 SK and the Canic Elite Combat.
I think that was good of you.
I agree on both.
Yeah, I concur.
And I still have that Sig Flux Legion. That's still for sale. I'm told there's like 2 or 3 guys that are really thinking it over. Once I get that sold, I think I'm gonna start working on my tractor again.
That's why I was asking you before if you'd
You need
watched
to
my
put some
latest
new
video.
inner tubes in.
Go for it, Lawfully.
Go ahead.
One of those 320 Flux Raider Legions or whatever to an NFL player's dad.
Well, that's yeah. I did end up going and looking up your video and watched it. It was just a little quick overview, I guess.
Yeah.
That's really cool. But just to have that much money tied up in something that's basically a range toy or maybe a truck gun kind
Yeah,
of thing.
Lawfully told me just to get good with a pistol or go to a rifle and quit being gay. And I was like, oh, God damn it, Lawfully.
No, I was just saying that I don't have
Yeah,
a
that's
plate
pretty much the
for
thought.
that. Like, they're badass if you're a
I
gun
mean,
tuber.
you could come up with a million. Yeah,
Jaeger said it a long time ago. Quit fucking with stuff. Quit fucking with nature. Let rifles be rifles and let pistols be pistols. Stop trying to put rifle calibers in pistols and stop trying to put pistol calibers in rifles.
Fuck Jaeger. No, I'm just kidding.
All that stuff does is give all that a pistol caliber carbine or a pistol caliber PW braced, not an SBR thing does is give you that third point of contact. It doesn't make it ballistically superior.
What up, Drew?
Not really.
yeah. So hopefully that thing gets sold in the next week or so.
I
And
would imagine
I'm gonna start working on my tractor again.
That's cool.
You have it on consignment.
Yeah,
Hopefully somebody asks about it because they're not in ready supply right now. So if anybody acted interested, like this is your golden week.
yeah. Same thing. I got my FRT for sale too, and they're pretty much the rare breed FRT doesn't exist anywhere. There's another company that's making a 3 edition FRT, and that's
You're
so
roboting.
hopefully I get a couple bucks for that too.
I know those are back on the menu again, but I'm still like heebie-jeebie to attempt to obtain one of those.
Yeah, I'll probably pass on that.
I mean,
I understand.
if you purchase one for cash, then there's nothing. You're not gonna have any problems.
We've already talked about it.
I bought mine from.
alternate source.
It's in my name, Pat. I have to hold myself to a self-imposed higher standard than the general God-fearing, upstanding citizen. So,
Yeah,
I mean, once it's done and decided and for sure legally back on the menu, like it's not some temporary stay or we're going to change our definition next week. Maybe someday once they become common and reasonably priced. I'm not paying 300 plus to have something that pisses away ammo, but I I see one of those on kind of an H bar upper as being kind of the poor American RPK.
Yeah.
I feel like all that stuff is really gay. Just get good and accurate with a semi-auto. You don't piss away ammo stupidly, and you hit what you're aiming at. You're probably gonna get dead what you're aiming at, right?
Oh yeah, 9 times out of 10. But it would be nice if you were moving in a fire team to have that firepower, that fire superiority. Like if you needed to break contact or whatever.
Sure. Or you could just be silent and run away, and then come back with nods.
Play trunk monkey.
It would also be really good if everybody had a thump thump and half them pop smoke and a couple guys pop flares to confuse everybody and a couple guys pop bang bangs. But don't have those either really. And then if we had a couple guys with breech shotguns and a couple guys with claymores and shit, and then so we don't have the logistics of the military. So while I understand
you're on a
one
more
guy
safe
dumping a
now.
couple mags, at the end of the day, your logistics is how long are you going to feed that guy before everybody just goes back to semi-auto and bolts anyway.
Yeah.
Let alone the wear and tear on the gun. And then that guy's totally going to be focus of fire for anybody else. So is that guy going to wear around extra armor and a freaking a Grunthal freaking crotch protector and a freaking one of those bulletproof masks and shit and be a juggernaut and be totally smoked just walking out the fucking door? Or you know what I mean? Is he going to carry 10 fucking drum mags? Like that shit's heavy.
Mhm.
Is he gonna have a little kid? Don't
I
worry,
watched
dude. I got 10 drum mags for you. Oh shit! I just got smoked, dog. You know what I mean?
I watched a video. It was a Minuteman kind of guy talking about how he's setting up his team, and they had a guy that had a fasty fast trigger, and their plan was he carried like so much, just enough ammo on himself to keep himself going for a little while, but then everyone in the team had to carry it like 100-round drum for him or
That was
something like
Fatty
that.
West Side, and everybody carried the
D60s
D60.
or
Yeah.
yeah, is that what it was?
Yep. And while I understand it, and
I
yeah,
can't
I get the
remember.
fire superiority. At some point, do you also carry an extra barrel because, I mean, no matter what it is, it's going to get hot. You just carry around an extra upper for that bitch.
I mean, you'd kind of have to.
There's more shit you got to
The
humping around.
AR-15, that's about your only. Yeah. My thoughts are, I ended
Callan,
up
catch you
buying
later.
like this
Oh, it's
$80
Honda Live?
trigger.
No shit. It's 10 o'clock.
It's it's called a MimTac or something like that. It's like an $80 trigger, and that thing is so freaking sweet.
You're good, Callan.
Um, it's a light trigger, and the reset is super short, and I can fire just as fast as I want to with that thing.
Yeah. I tell you what, though, I'd rather have, if I was going to have a full auto, I'd just rather have something that was made for full auto with a belt fed. I mean, that'd be
Cal
awesome.
Lynn dropped in a super chat for $5 and said, "Tactical Muffin Top, what's your opinion on the big booty goat breads?"
What? The goat breads?
The what?
Well, you just go ahead and enjoy them, Daniel. I don't know.
Well, this is where if you were Honda, you would open up a window and type in "big booty goat breads."
Yeah. I don't want to type that in my computer. Is the problem ever? I'm going to go with I have no experience with that, Daniel, and you tell me about your amazing experience with all of your goat breads that you take, and I will let you enjoy that, sir. I don't wear a towel on my head, nor do I have Velcro gloves, so I cannot be fully engulfed in the opinion. And any goat sensations attached to those. It's funny. You guys are silly.
And for all your pen needs, for the longest lasting and the smoothest writing pens, go to penisland.com.
See, I feel like I really don't want to go there.
Well, y'all, my pain meds are kicking in, and I'm starting to get really drowsy, so I'm gonna slide on out of here.
Well, that's good because there's some interesting things happening right now.
Rest easy, man.
Yeah. See ya. Get better, dude.
Yes, sir. I'll talk to you boys later. Stay safe.
I'm keeping you in my prayers, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Get better.
Yeah, we got you. Hey, have you got hit up Hutch's email? He's fishing for me for you.
He's what?
He's trying to get me an address for you.
Okay.
All right. See it.
I will. See you.
Or I guess you could just email me. I prefer donkeys that don't kick. Oh my god, old man butt wrinkles. You guys are bad. You guys are naughty people.
Yeah, but they bite shit.
Oh my
You let
god.
You let him get turned around.
I thought you were just You know what? I'm not going to finish that sentence. Either way, no matter which way I was going to go with that, it's definitely lose-lose. So we're going to leave it there. You guys are bastards.
Yeah, but if you do a donkey, you're going to be a eunuch.
Oh my god. You know what? I have a loving wife, and that's all I need.
I have to call you Tactical Muffin Transvestite.
Oh my god. Well, it's better than Tactical Muffin Top Bestiality. Jesus Christ. Robert Ham said he was a saw gunner in the Army, carried 1,000 rounds of my best, 1,000 rounds in the ruck, and every one of my squad carried 500 rounds for the saw. My assistant gunner carried a tripod. Yeah, see, that's a whole lot of running around humping shit that, A, I don't know anybody with a saw, because if I did, I'd probably pay a lot of money to shoot it all the time. B, that's a lot of weight. C, Muffin Top is way too fucked up to carry around that much ammo for somebody. B, if you're carrying around all that, Robert Ham, you're a god.
Yeah, I think we need to focus less on like the U.S. military tactics. Like it's good to know as like a counter, in my opinion. But I think we should pay more attention to like the VC in Vietnam and the guerrilla wars that have been fought over the years. Like pay really close attention to what the fucking Taliban did to us for the past 25 years.
Yeah, we have the greatest military in the world, and they were hanging out in freaking sand and rock fortresses, eating rats and shit. We couldn't find them.
Yeah, wearing robes and flip flops, and
their old great grandpa's rusty AK with one fucking mag.
I mean, they kind of fucked us up.
Yeah,
Now you add tactics like that with the kind of equipment that we have available to us as U.S. civilians.
Got to fight and chance. I think the guerrilla mindset is the way.
Carrying 3,000 rounds in a saw, you can't really run, hit and run very quickly.
Right. That's a suppressive fire only, or don't engage. Like you
got. Oh, it's only 80 pounds of ammo, Pat.
80 pounds. It's only fucking 80 pounds, Pat. Or
80 pounds of ammo and another 100 pounds of sustainment and everything else.
All the food, water, and all that. And then if he has an extra rifle on top of that, if that one goes down, and he just goes back to the regular AR that everybody else is fucking running.
And you wonder why all our veterans have smoked knees and smoked backs.
Yeah.
Gee, I don't know.
Yeah, Duke says that a lot. He's like, it's punishing. He's like, it doesn't even make sense. Like, why would you just make a guy run around with like 100 pounds for fun? I think that's wrong. Like, I understand like the ruck and getting everything to where you're at, which I think is probably about to vastly change with those little drone dogs and just the delivery drones that can drop 500 pounds of shit. Like, they can just literally drop in like a small gear room, and you can just grab your saw, fucking load it, and then you don't have to run all that shit all the way out there. You know what I mean? It's there. You get there with what you need to get there, and then, hey, look, we have like a little gear room just dropped for us. Oh, look, here's our camping deal, and it has water and fucking a latrine and all this shit. Oh, look, here's our little couple medical hospitals. We got 2 bays. All right, click, put them together like Legos. Like, we now have a fucking operating base. We're definitely not going to fucking have that.
Yeah, I don't think war is going to look the same once the technology reaches that point, like you're saying with the drones and everything. Like the warfare won't look like that anymore.
Yeah, that's literally there, and I think they're kind of looking at it because they want the good people that want to be good soldiers in for as long as possible, so they have to keep their bodies in for as long as possible, and B, rates are down. Like nobody wants to go recruit, and maybe now with the downturn of economy and they just sink the economy, it pressures the financial need that some people just have to go, but it won't be enough. So you have to implement technology to assist.
Well, if you want to see something interesting, I don't know if you guys caught Red Dawn's live he did the other night. I think it was last night on his other channel, not the Red Dawn Readiness. What's the other one called?
Um, Red Dawn Reloaded.
Red Dawn
No,
Resistance.
Yeah, one of them. I think he's doing Reloaded now.
I don't think it's either of those, but he's
Outpost.
got a Outpost. I think that's it. He did a live, I think, last night. He showed a TV show from like the '68 or something like that, and it was. I'm not going to ruin it. Like, go check it out. It's very interesting,
I'll have to check it out. I must
and
have
it
missed it.
runs the
Yeah, Robert Ham
yeah,
said guerrilla warfare is the only way to defeat a conventional army, a military rather. And this was the guy who was a saw gunner. So boom.
and it's not even really defeat either. It's you just annoy them so much that eventually whoever's in charge, or the citizenry of whoever's in charge won't
Civilian outpost.
stand
There you go.
won't stand for it anymore. Like I can't believe we stayed in Afghanistan for 25 freaking years. Like everyone just forgot about it basically. Didn't even realize it was going on anymore or maybe it was because the death toll wasn't rising as quickly as it was when it first started. But anyway, you're never going to actually defeat the army. You just gotta like you're the fucking mosquito. Like sometimes when you're outside and you got shit to do and you keep getting swarmed by mosquitoes, you're just like fuck it, I'm going inside. That's kind
Right.
of what the guerrilla warfare is. You just gotta be that fucking mosquito that can hold out just long enough to make them decide it's not worth it and just leave.
What up, Anthony Roberts? Yeah, I agree. Oh, something that nobody likes is if you could just be the tick that's ever persistent and really hard to get rid of because you have enough food that keeps coming, you have enough ammo, it just keeps coming. You have enough this, you have enough that, you have enough logistics that you can just be the tick that keeps coming and coming and coming back. Eventually that tick gets to somewhere where they can't scratch and they start taking. And then if you get another tick that does the same thing, and if you get 20 ticks to do the same thing, you get one of those old farm dogs that hung out like a junkyard or whatever and just had like 100 ticks all over him. The dog was miserable. You do that. You do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Leadlace, Honda just gave up and ended his chat. Why? I don't get it. He's doing fine.
He's been in here for a minute. Or
Who?
was in
Honda?
here. Yeah, Honda wasn't here.
What?
Did I stutter?
I didn't see him.
He dropped in, said gay, and Teresa and I said hi to him, and then he was gone.
Oh, I did see it. Oh, that was way up here. Fucking.
Like 15 minutes ago.
Yeah. Okay, I missed it. All right, my bad.
Maybe he's mad because you're what do they call it, nerfing? That's the wrong.
He got mad. Why? What's up, Devil Dog Prepper? He forgot to hit the end button.
Let's all jump over and drop him a like.
Yeah, I dropped him a like on my phone. Like I don't know. I don't understand what the problem is. I went longer because we had Mac on. Nobody's heard from him since all this shit. Honda's a big kid. He's been doing lives all the time. He says, "Oh yeah, it says still
I'm
live." He
not
has
even.
41 people watching. I only have 17. He got mad because nobody wanted to go to his chat. I have less than half the people he had watching.
I'll go to Honda's.
Yeah, I'm messaging.
Go to Hondler.
Like, I'm sorry. I don't want to go over there and get yelled at for fucking talking. That's why I don't say anything on his chats anymore.
All
I
right.
just sit there until I get asked something.
Y'all get along now.
I am.
Or
I
Pat's gonna
still
put you in
go to his
timeout.
chats. I still go over to his chats. He's mad about the government. Well, we're all fucking mad about the government.
Like, share, and sub to Tactical Muffin Top and E Honda 420.
Yeah, it's not a competition. Like, we're all buddies. Anyway, I guess. Well, fuck. I better do an angry ending too. Unless anybody has anything they want to talk about in the chat. Where's everyone going? I'm going to fucking bed. Like, it's about time for me to get off anyway. I don't know. I went to the zoo with the wife and the boy and another group of friends and their child for Mother's Day, and I'm hot, and it was hot, and I'm sweaty. I need to shower and go to bed. He went off on an anti-dim rant. Okay. Sounds. What is Honda's link? Yeah, we got drop. We right there. Teresa B dropped it.
Bow.
Quote 12. Just enough is kind of a low standard. Yeah, just enough is kind of a low standard. You're right.
I couldn't remember which was which, so it was just a gamble.
That's funny.
That wasn't the quote I was after, but it fits.
I like it.
I'm looking through some of the comments. I think that goat comment that you got earlier was transferred over from what they were talking about on his chat. They're talking about some
Yeah, I seen some
goat
goat
love
shit.
over there.
Yeah, I don't know. They said I was fucking. I don't know, man. Like, we got people that watch both chats. It's not that. I mean, what's wrong with that? Um. Oh, what?
Did somebody say ranch?
I don't know. Daniel said, "Let's go troll him." I don't know. I
No,
don't
we
know.
don't troll Honda.
No, I think they came to troll me.
Did it work?
No, I'm fine. I'm okay. Okay. I don't know what's happening right now.
Could you hear that?
What?
The Ray.
Yeah, he just popped it up again, but I couldn't hear it, and then he shut it off. Now, I guess. It
What?
says he's still alive. I don't know. Oh, that must have been it. That looks like the beginning of his chat. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you guys. Me catching the chat here. What up, Reaper 10 mil? It's okay, Grit and Grace. I can't watch two at a time. Well,
Yeah,
watch
Teresa B. She must have like 3 computers and 5 tablets.
Yeah. 14 phones. She's like that guy who plays Pokemon Go in Japan on a bike with like 20 phones.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Just like magically in all the chats.
Yeah. I don't know. I can watch two at a time. I can do mine and have one on my phone, Old Man Butt Wrinkles, so I can participate and have fun. Can't hear what they're saying, but you can be in the chat, you know. Yeah, I don't know. That was it. Pretty much three or four large pending topics to keep an eye on this week. You know what I mean? With the beginning of the chat, ceasefire between um, Pakistan and India. See how that goes. See if Putin shows up with Zelensky slash. Hopefully, I think Trump said something about he should go in Turkey since Turkey's more than neutral ground in Russians' favor. See how that goes Tuesday. We'll see how the talks with China go this week. Oh, it kicked me out of my own chat. My God. Um, so we'll see how that goes. We'll see how things go with China and the trade deals and whatnot, and see how both sides bolster each other's, you know, whatnots and saying they came out on top. But a compromise is a compromise, no matter how that works out. So, and we will go from there. Keep stacking. I have a video coming on that fan. Sneak peek. That battery powered fan I bought with the 40,000 milliamp battery, I ran that every single day after work in the living room just because it's starting to get a little bit warmer here, like 80s. So I ran that on oscillating. I ran that every day for about 4 hours and turned it off, no charge. And then finally last night, I was telling my wife, I was like, I cannot believe this thing is still fucking running since I've done one charge on it out of the box, all the way charged. So I put it in my room Friday night on me midnight till somewhere between midnight and when I woke up at 7. It because I sleep in on the weekends. Uh, it uh, it died, but I don't remember being too hot or anything like that. So it died probably sometime within that period. But it ran all week on one charge. We ran it in the bedroom one day, and I ran it on my dog all Friday, thinking I'd come home and it would be dead. I just kind of pointed it at her bed. I put it on 2, and when I did that, I came home that Friday and it was at 75%. So just saying that thing, I'm gonna have to put a link to it or something. Just the testing on that fan, I am very impressed. If the grid were to go down and you could get a charge on that with a solar panel and get it going, and then you could charge other stuff, pretty freaking impressed with that thing. Not gonna lie. And the oscillating ate up the battery a little bit. If I didn't do that at all, I bet it would have went even longer. So
Can you charge stuff off of it?
yeah, it has one
Nice.
port to plug in anything, so you can charge your phone or tablet or whatever you needed it to. It's got a little USB on the back and a little C input. And if you have like that and a battery pack and a solar charger, pretty nice little freaking deal. I'm pretty impressed with that thing. So, fun fact on that: a week's worth of testing on that, and I'd probably buy another one and put it in a Tech Protect bag.
How many muffins?
50 muffins shipped. Team T lifelong time. Yeah. Crit and Grace came in. She said she was having a day. I did invite her for the Mother's Day chat. I do believe she's a mother. You're good, Grit. It's just a
At the
normal
very at the
normal
very
Sunday
least, she's a chicken mama.
for sure.
She says she has. She's said she has kids before
There we go. I was pretty sure I seen her respond somewhere
of the
else.
human variety.
Of the human variety. Heck yeah. Well, y'all, let's get out of here. We'll give it 2 minutes. Anything you guys want to say?
I think I'll try and be a better co-host in the future and actually pay attention to what's going on in the world on the nights where there's chats.
Uh, I was talking to somebody else about this earlier. Like, it's fun fact, I don't know if you guys know, Wired is done with YouTube at the moment. He has paused everything and he has taken his Discord down. Nothing bad.
Yeah, I heard that.
He's taking a break. I've talked to somebody who's has his phone number and text him, and so it's good. He's focusing on his life and he's getting into his music right now. So it's he needed time, and this is what had to go. So
Who?
Wired.
Oh,
Yeah, he's done with YouTube for the moment. So I don't know if he'll ever come back to it, but he's taking a break.
That's a real shame. Like he had a lot of momentum going. Just
Yeah,
I guess his video editing skills was such a huge plus.
yeah, but you guys know I don't edit shit. Like I'm all off the cuff. This is pretty much how you get Muffin Top is raw. So like it's a lot of work. Like it's a lot of work
Yeah,
just
for
doing these
sure.
chats. We've been BSing on here for 2.5 hours. We do that 2 or 3 times a week. Even if you do it one day a week with all of his editing and music and all that crap, and then being a dad on top of it and working, and then on call for fire shit, like it's a lot of shit. Like that's why a lot of YouTubers give up after a while, because like they're like, why am I even fucking grinding? And you get some dude who has a channel like 10 times my size come in here and like talk dog shit on me because I said something about him. I had an opinion, like the drama and shit, and all the trolls and all the extra messages you guys don't see, and all the fucking people call you at weird times and shit if you have a Discord, and it's just you guys don't see that shit. Or you get weird shit in the mail.
You
Like I got this one guy who was sending me
know,
weird religious letters all the time to the PO box, and then I was like, "What the fuck is this guy doing?" Yeah, and I didn't recognize who the fuck it was, but they were weird. I'm like, I should probably not be touching these. Probably laced with some shit.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, that was me.
No, it wasn't you. Yeah, but it's like it's weird, man. Like I've thought about quitting because it's a fucking time suck. I could actually be prepping. I could actually be fucking working out my body more.
Spending time with family.
Yeah, like
I can see it. The months that you put
like
into it, even years, you're still not where you want to be.
yeah,
And then some hahoo gets on there and bitches like, "Oh, woe is me! I can barely make ends meet. I didn't finish high school, and I got my girlfriend pregnant at 17, and it's so hard." And this guy's got like 10 million subscribers, and now he's making a living off of YouTube. Like, well,
yep,
thanks, buddy. I've been grinding on this for years and years. And
yeah, dude. It's messed
yeah,
up.
no shade towards him. We're gonna miss
Yeah, no, he's a good dude,
his interviews
and
and stuff.
yeah. So it is what it is. I mean, like it just it's high school lover BS, rabbit, all the yeah, all the fucking shit. Yeah, it's just shit, man. Like it's the internet. Everybody has different opinions, and people get angry. Like I, I'm probably gonna have to go watch Honda's channel to know why everybody came in my chat and said he was angry. I, I got nothing bad to say about anybody, really. So
That doesn't sound like it had anything to do with us.
yeah, I mean, I have 20 people watching right now, and he had like 60 some. So it's not like I don't know. I have to go listen to it at work.
good night, everybody.
See you, everybody.
Drink water. With your loved one.
Get better, everybody. Work out, work your body, do all the free stuff that you can. Um, Stack your food, rotate your shit, clean your guns, oil them, lube up your guns. Apparently, I need to do
Buy
that.
mags.
Buy mags, buy ammo.
Consume.
Yeah.
Make sure they're all sighted in.
Consume the right way. Like Pat's backing up off the guns. Muffin Top's like thinking about. I've got a few guns that I'm trying to move around, and I'm like, do I really need this many of this? No. So I'm doing the same thing. I'm like, I'd rather have something I don't have. You know. So All right.
Like a tractor.
Yeah,
Play
I
the
would love a
outro.
tractor. I don't have an outro. I'm not that cool. All right, see you, everybody.
Same as the intro.
Happy Mother's Day to the mothers out there. All right, well,
Play the
Y'all be
music.
nice.
hang on. Here you go.
Down in Texas town where the hollows hum,
I don't hear
there's a song of the wild and the whiskey's numb.
Shut up.
Alex Jones on the radio shouting his way about the water turning them frogs all gay. Boots are stomping in the dusty streets, where the truth and the tales they always meet. From the prairie's edge to the neon lights, the frogs are dancing under starry nights. He called it out in the dead of night, with a wild-eyed spark and a crazy sight. In the rowdy bars through the neon lights, about the frogs who found their rainbow day.
No, that's a good song. All right, see you, everybody.